Hey guys, welcome to the 2026 Toronto WTA 1000 semifinal between Svitolina and Swiatek. Iga is serving first, and it's 15-all. What a spectacular ending to the match. Nakashima Hodar. Was going to stream that one, but I couldn't start on time. Whoa. What a forehand blast there from Svitolina. Incredible. She does a really good job using her body and unloading on her forehand. Take a look at this. Complete unload, rip cross-court winner. She's taken the two previous matches against Iga, both this year. And in my dedicated video to Iga from a couple of days ago, I discussed how significant these matches were because in both instances, Iga had played exceptionally well prior to losing to Svitolina. So in Indian Wells, she took out Muchova 2-0, then lost to Svitolina in 3 sets. In Rome, she beat Cocciaretto 1-0. She beat Osaka 1-2. Beat Pegula 2-1, and then lost to Svitolina again. Here, she came through Kostyuk and played really well against Schneider. It's a similar scenario again. And not a good start for Iga, 15-40 on her serve. And Svitolina misses the return, 30-40. Nice volley there from Iga. One of the most underrated parts of her game, her net skills. And I think it's not so underrated after she had won Wimbledon. She's so incredibly quick. She's such a phenomenal athlete. Has quick hands. She can play well at the net. Not only a good volley there, but also a good overhead. And then follows that up with a backhand winner. That lob was pretty good. Pushed Iga back to the baseline. And guys, I'm going to share my thoughts on the Hodar and Nakashima match because I watched a good part of it. Once this game is over. 40-all. And Svitolina misses the return wide, add in. Does the humidity rain affect Swiatek's game? That's tough. That's tough. I think heat would probably help her spin and makes the ball bounce a little bit higher. Humidity probably not so much. And Svitolina goes for a very aggressive down the line backhand, misses it wide. Iga holds 1-0. All right, so let me share my thoughts on that super entertaining match between Nakashima and Hodar. This was a super impressive performance from Nakashima. He is a serve beast. It's not a surprise that he's ranked around 10 very frequently in the ATP Tour serve stats. He's currently number 12. He probably is going to go up after this tournament. And the return, I wouldn't say it's necessarily a weakness, but just like many other big servers, there's a little bit of a discrepancy there. So Nakashima gets into a lot of tie breaks. And he managed to get into the tiebreak in the first set against Hoda, but that first set was completely different because I thought Nakashima was the better player. He didn't face a single break point on his serve, and he had a couple of games with opportunities to break the Hoda serve. There was one game, it was love 40. And then super solid tiebreak, wins it comfortably, breaks first service game of the second set, and then has more chances to get a double break. Can't get that double break and hold serve up to 5-4, and that game at 5-4 is so entertaining. Hoda was fighting so hard, found some of his best tennis in this match, in that last game, and it was very close to breaking back. And if he would have broken back, you don't know what's going to happen. I think Hoda can win that match if he breaks in that game, but the serve bailed Nakashima out, who was a little bit tight in that game, understandably so. I mean, you're serving for an ATP 1000 final, which is insane. Completely understandable. And no, very impressive. And we're going to have an all-American final at a ATP 1000, which is very nice. A very impressive point from Iga there. Love 15 puts pressure immediately on Svitolina. That inside-in backhand return was very aggressive, and there's the big forehand winner from Iga, inside-in. Love 30. Forehand is clicking today for Iga. Hitting it heavy, aggressive, looks very confident out there. There's that open stance defensive backhand. Down the line backhand from Iga. Svitolina playing a lot of defense, and a forehand cross-court winner from Iga. Love 40. 3 break point chances for Iga in this game. That's a nice serve from Svitolina there out wide, and follows it up with an inside-out forehand winner. 1 break point chance saved. 15-40. Incredible hitting from Iga right now. She overhits that forehand a little bit, but she is on absolute fire tonight. And Svitolina doing a good job hanging in there from the baseline, but Iga is ripping tonight. Absolutely ripping. And Svitolina raising her game early, hanging in there because Iga is playing very aggressive tennis. And Svitolina raising her game early here. She needs to. Because it's one of those matches from Iga when she can just blaze through the opponent and just completely destroy from the back of the court with a scoreline of 1-1 or 0-1, 2-0. Very frequent scorelines for Iga. When she plays like this, she is close to unplayable. Of course, not for every single player, but she's incredibly difficult to beat. And right now I'm seeing, like I said in my last video, this is old Iga. Scary. Here's another breakpoint chance. And Svitolina misses wide. There's a break for Iga. 2-love. Aubrey says Iga looks like a different player out there. Yeah, 100%. If you compare that to the first set against Kostyuk, it's night and day. Completely different player. True Tennis 5 had Hodar winning the whole thing. I don't blame you. That's a good pick. And men's tournament is wide open. But as I've said a couple days ago, you know, with Hodar, people started writing, oh, he's next big three. You just got to be patient with him. You know, he's still developing. He's doing really, really well. One final, one semifinal. Let's see how he does in Cincinnati. I think he's drawn up there with Zverev, if I remember correctly. For the quarters or the fourth round with Zverev, I'm not sure. And Iga serving well, continuing to rip. 30-love. A big return there from Svitolina, 30-15. Big serve from Iga, 40-15. Iga overhits her backhand long a little bit, 40-30. See, the thing is, I don't think Svitolina is playing poorly early here. She's playing well, but just Iga is way too strong right now. If she can maintain this, this could be a very comfortable match for her, but as I've learned in the two previous occasions, Iga's game can be up and down. I still don't trust it. I'm not ready to say that old Iga is back. If she does end up winning this comfortably, or even if she comes through in 3 sets, ends up taking this title, that's like the first step in the right direction. That's a big kick serve from Iga there. Good return from Svitolina. And she rips the forehand. And the next forehand jams her a little bit. Doesn't hit it clean. Misses it wide. Aiming inside in. And Iga holds 3-1 first set. Vanessa, I'm going to... Iga on absolute fire right now, 30-40. And Svitolina hits the backhand long. There's a double break. Shelton and Tien starting right now. That should be an interesting match. Don't think Svitolina is necessarily playing poorly. It's just that Iga is playing her top level right now. This is old Iga. And when she's playing like this, she can be unplayable. Let's see if she can maintain this level. Svitolina overhits. 15 love. Feel better, Anna. Yeah, tennis can help for sure. Tennis can certainly help. Ed says, I was at the quarterfinal matches in Toronto. Amazing how low and flat all the women play except Iga. She was my favorite player to watch. That's a great observation, yeah. Iga plays heavy. You know, that's why I call her the female Rafa. She plays heavier than most players. It's one of the attributes that she has that makes her so tough to play against. There's an incredible forehand passing shot from Svitolina. On a full stretch, hits a curler down the line forehand winner. And it's 15-30. Didn't even finish that forehand. Very interesting. And another very aggressive forehand from Iga. 30 all. Hold on. 1 second, guys. He's going to go in your bag after he went to the bathroom. And there's a break back for Svitolina. One of them. Like I said, Svitolina is not playing poorly. A couple of mistakes here and there in this game from Iga. But she's still got one break. And speaking of breaks, let's try now to not take any more breaks. But I had some cat issues, some cat emergencies to take care of, and those spring out of nowhere very frequently. What do you guys think? Shelton or Tien? Who's got this one? Shelton straight sets. Shelton. Tien, okay, interesting. I'm leaning towards Shelton. I think Shelton will defend the title. Shelton's looking good. Tien, okay, it's pretty split. How about this one? Now remember, when I say old Iga, some people didn't understand it in my last video. That's a compliment. That's a 6-time Slam champ, 4-time Roland Garros champ Iga. That's old Iga. This new version of Iga, ranked number 8 in the world, that's new Iga. So is old Iga back? What do you guys think? Will she go on rampage now? She could win here, she could defend Cincinnati, she could win US Open. What do you guys think? It's love 15 on the Svitolina serve. Yeah, I understand that. I understand she's reached 0 finals this year. That's why she's ranked 8. But I'm asking, is she back? Because she's playing really well here. Is this old Iga? There's love 30. Svitolina overhits her backhand. That inside-in backhand return has been working really well for Iga today. She hits another one there, but then misses relatively easy backhand into the net. 15-30. Heavy forehands from Iga, putting a lot of height on her forehand. And the thing is that even when she goes down the lines, there's a lot of spin, a lot of height. Even when she goes down the line, it's just very heavy. It's just suffocating, you know, to play someone like that. And Svitolina is struggling right now. She's fighting hard, she's playing good defense, but it's just suffocating. And the error will eventually come. And did there. She tried to hit the defensive squash shot. Couldn't put it over the net. 15-40. 2 breakpoint chances for Iga. Big serve from Svitolina down the tee. 1 breakpoint chance saved. 30-40. 1 breakpoint chance left. For anyone tuning in right now that's not watching the match and just listening to this, Iga up 4-1. Svitolina serving. 30-40. Incredible backhand from Iga down the line. Forehand down the line. So much pressure. It's just incredible. Svitolina fighting so hard, but the balls are so heavy. And eventually, it's just the opponent gets broken down by this tennis. It's just too good. It's too good. Balls are so heavy from Iga today. They're shaped, but also have power, and they're placed incredibly well. It's just too good. 5-1 Iga. Exactly. Jack. She's constantly on defense, constantly under pressure. And she's ripping her forehand with that diadem axis. It's a forehand winner there. Svitolina can rip that forehand. And a big serve down the tee with slice. Follows it up with an inside out forehand winner, 15-all. Incredible play from Iga there. Nice wide serve from Iga this time. She's serving exceptionally well today. And mind you, she won one single point in the match against Kostyuk in the first set on her serve. And compare that to the way she's serving here. Incredible. That match, I think, was very important for Iga because I listened to her interview after she lost to Kostyuk at the Roland Garros, and she said that she was unable to play in that match. She just felt so tight, so nervous. Under pressure, she was not able to play freely. So some of that continued into the match against Kostyuk in the first set. But then she just fought through it, ended up finding her game, playing quite well. So maybe that was the momentum shift for Iga, that particular match. Hey Stacy, if Iga's team hired you to continue improving her service motion, would an athlete like that be open to modifications? Look, Iga's service motion used to be better. It was changed to this a rhythm that is not a continuous rhythm. You know, she takes her racket up first, and then the toss arm follows later. It has improved. It has abbreviated more. It's not as bad as it used to be, but certainly the way she used to serve was cleaner, was more continuous, was better. And it's difficult because she's been serving like this for a long time, so this is now the new muscle memory. It's not so easy making serve changes, but the thing is with Iga that the rhythm apart, when you take a look at the fundamentals that are deeply ingrained into the service motion, those are all incredible. On top of that, she's one of the most incredible athletes that we've ever had on the WTA Tour, and that certainly plays a factor on the serve as well. So for example, in Wimbledon last year, I thought Iga served exceptionally well despite this rhythm. So it's not like she can't serve well with it. She can. And you know, when it's very delicate, you know, for a player of this caliber to tinker with technique, because even if she now went back to her old service motion, which is better, this doesn't mean she would necessarily serve better. It gets kind of complicated. She could, but it's not a guarantee. She could indeed serve worse. Because again, she's now comfortable with this particular motion. And like I said, speaking of the serve, she throws in a double fault and now second consecutive break. It's certainly still the number one area of her game that needs improvement is the serve. But it's tricky. It's tricky to change at this level. It's not so easy. Yeah, good point. She, that year, there was one year where she won like 8 or 9 tournaments. Like she was absolutely dominating the tour. And won, what is it? Was it 3 in a row at Roland Garros? Or I'll have to look it up. But I mean, she was on absolute fire, dominating. Won so many tournaments, and to make a drastic serve change like that is a huge mistake. And especially make a change to a rhythm that doesn't really exist among the greatest servers in the history of the game. You study those serves and you won't find a single one with a reverse lag. I call this the reverse lag, but again, it's not quite as bad as it was in the beginning. It's improved, so hopefully the serve is going to continue to improve for Iga. Shelton up 2-1 on Tien. There's a big serve from Svitolina and a frame return from Iga. A little bit of a dip here from Iga. Last couple of games. Another shank return from Iga. This time off the forehand. 30 love. That's a nice return there from Iga. 30-15. Iga put a little bit more control into her shots in this rally. Wasn't hitting quite as hard as she was, throughout big portions of this first set. But I think it's a great rally from Iga because she did shank those 2 returns and I feel like she is getting her rhythm back immediately. And it's 30 all. Yeah, for sure, the rhythm is back for Iga. It's an incredible rally, just refusing to miss from the baseline, continuing to hit heavy, spreading the ball around, and then fantastic volley there to finish off the point. They're so heavy, getting Svitolina does so much pressure with that down the line forehand, and Iga has one of the best, if not the best, forehand swing volleys in the game. And it's so funny, you know, speaking of swing volleys, if you remember that Diala match in Wimbledon, she did miss 2 or 3 crucial swing volleys with the forehand in that match. Not play well there. Like overran them. She was so hectic in that match. A different player here. More like her old self. That's a nice serve and forehand combo from Svitolina. Saves break point, 40 all. The breakpoint chance for Shelton. A very long rally. Shelton with the slice backhand and over hits the forehand long. Tien saves the break point and Svitolina has game point. Let's see if she can make Iga serve this first set out. Double fault though, back to deuce. That's big hitting from Svitolina. Huge forehand there. She threw herself into that forehand like she does on many others. Add-in. A nice return from Iga there. Nick, at this point in Iga's career, can she selectively incorporate moving forward more and possibly getting volleys to apply even more pressure on opponents? Yeah, I think she does that to a certain extent. She does have good hands at the net. There's a big serve there from Svitolina. Iga frames another return. It's a third frame shot in this game on the return of serve. And I thought in Wimbledon she did come in quite a bit when she won Wimbledon last year. I think she can come in, like you say, selectively, like Rafa, like just come up there to clean up. And I think that's what she's been doing in this match and in some other matches. I don't think she needs to force coming to the net at all, just because her baseline game is so incredibly good. So just clean up there. And there's a monster serve from Svitolina. 5-3. Iga will serve for the set. Only one break between them currently. And Tien ended up getting out of that game. 2-all, 15-love Shelton. Nice forehand by Iga there down the line. 15-love. Again, good serving though. A strong serve down the tee to set up that forehand. Same thing. Again, tee serve with slice this time. And a half-court forehand, no problem putting that away for Iga into the backhand corner of Svitolina. 30-love. Big return from Svitolina there off a second serve from Iga. That wasn't placed well. that kind of central, but a fantastic counter-punching shot from Iga with the backhand. She holds her ground, redirects the ball. Cross-court for a winner, 40-love, 3 set points. A beautiful backhand from Svitolina there. Down the line winner, 40-15. Iga overhits and runs over to the towel. Iga has so much energy during the matches. When she's not playing well, I almost feel like it's too much energy sometimes, you know? Like she's too intense. (40-30). And Svitolina overhits her forehand, misses by a lot. And there's the first set for Swiatek, 6-3. True tennis, I cannot understand the last error by Svitolina. She overhit it. I don't think she was in the right position. It's hard to say what exactly the problem was, but it looked to me like maybe she was a bit too far away from the ball. And she ripped it anyway. The ball was also a little bit higher. It was just, yeah, not a shot that you want to go hard on. Let's put it that way in that circumstance. No breaks of serve between Shelton and Tien. They're on serve. Yeah, see that they replayed that last forehand, and Svitolina was not set up well there. She wasn't set up well. It's more of a footwork error, footwork and timing error. And she went hard anyway, and that's why it went that far out. There's a Technifiber T fight. Iga's racket. Oh, man. That's tough. Svitolina serving first in the second set, 15-love. What a rally from Svitolina there. Beautiful forehand inside out winner, and continue to hit the ball very hard. And you know, the last 2 times we played, if I'm not mistaken, Iga won the first set. I think she won the first set in Indian Wells. And I don't know about Rome, but it's possible that she did there as well. We'll take a look. No, she won the first set against Iga in Rome, but in Indian Wells, she won the first set as well. Okay, never mind. I didn't remember correctly. .40.15. And Shelton gets the break on TN, 4-2. So big serve there from Svitolina down the tee, forehand approach. Iga pops up a lob, backhand swing volley from Svitolina, and another backhand swing volley, and she holds the 15. Very strong game there from Svitolina. Anna says golf Rybakina should be fired. I wonder if Rybakina will get tired. She had to fight every match versus Coco, who got a walkover. She could, yeah. It could be a factor. I'm leaning towards Coco in that one. But you don't want to underestimate Rybakina, though, because I don't want to say similar to Iga, a completely different scenario, and not nowhere near the same type of issues. But Rybakina is also on a little bit of a slump ever since that Stuttgart title, and she was dominant earlier, towards the end of last year and early this year. Winning the WTA finals, winning Australian Open, and she could turn it around just like Iga at some point and start taking these titles again. And there's that beautiful slice serve from Iga that sets up that forehand. The ball comes back short, and a curler down the line forehand winner from Iga from the doubles line. Ball's trajectory was like this. And Svitolina is playing better now. This could flip, I think. It still could. Especially if Iga starts to slow down a little bit and start playing more safe. I feel like that's a danger for her, because Svitolina is starting to feel the ball better. She's playing very aggressive. You see what I mean? That's another monster winner there from Svitolina. An absolute blast. Look at that. Complete blast there. I love how she uses her body, though. She really pulls that shot towards the left side and gets her whole body into the shot. .1530. You go with the heavy cross-court forehand, down the line forehand, goes wide. And she set it up well. Up to now, all those down the line forehands were going in. And this one misses. .1540. Incredible forehand winner from Iga there from outside the doubles alley off a very strong cross-court return from Svitolina. Incredible. It's a big point for Iga right here. And Iga hits a forehand to the net. And there's a break for Svitolina. Hitting the ball so well right now. Wow. Yeah, there was a little bit of a drop-off from Iga. Actually started 4-love in the first set. Not much. Not much. A little bit. You know, a couple of mistakes here and there. And around the same time, Svitolina's level went up a little bit. And I don't think Svitolina played poorly ever in this match. So it was just that Iga was on absolute fire in the first 4 games. Iga comes in with a relatively weak approach shot to the Svitolina back forehand. And she very comfortably passes her across court. 15-love. Just absolutely blasting the ball right now, Svitolina. Absolutely blasting it and not missing. Forehand is like on fire right now, and she goes down the line with her backhand and makes it. Again, completely unloads on that thing. And it's 30-love. Love. Nick, how do you think old versus new Iga will handle this pushback from Svitolina? Listen, like I said in my video, I don't know if this is old Iga or prime Iga, because we've seen this twice this year, that she played well, then lost to Svitolina. I don't think Iga's level dropped. I don't think she's playing poorly. It's just that Svitolina is on fire now. But let me get into that. I just got to take care of something real quick. Another cat emergency. I'll be right back, okay? Oh, my God. Net error from Iga on the backhand side, and first negative reaction from her towards the box. Love 15. It wasn't really Iga falling apart, but it was more that Svitolina's willpower to turn this match is what did this to Iga. Like, Svitolina raised her game incredibly. I mean, in the first set, it looked like there was going to be like 1-1 this match, but Svitolina stepped up, and she's absolutely ripping the ball right now. Misses a little bit long on that forehand, and I think they're going to look at the Hawkeye. It is out, way more out, way. Longer than I thought it would be. 15-all. Heavy strapping on Tien's elbow. You can tell it's interfering with his forehand consistency. Ben is looking good though. Okay. $15.30. I mean, I can't believe it. What a turnaround this is, huh? Crazy. And it's just like a complete turnaround. Pretty amazing to watch. 15-40. Svitolina cannot miss the ball right now. She's absolutely blasting everything, and everything's going in. Crazy. $15.40. A beautiful backhand from Iga there, down the line winner. Saves one break point. $30.40. Fortunate volley there from Svitolina, but she earned that point with a fantastic return. Inside out. Swing volley wasn't placed that well. But yeah, it's crazy right now. Elina applying a tremendous amount of pressure and barely missing anything. For love. Carbon copy of the first set, just reversed, of course with different playing styles. It's incredible. If Iga can get the break right here, it'll be exactly like the first set. But Iga misses a half-court forehand off a squash shot into the net, 15-all. Shelton dominating Tien, 6-2 to love. By the way, the head-to-head between Tien and Shelton is 2 love. Tien, actually. Svitolina Misses a forehand wide at 15-30. Beautiful point there from Svitolina. Huge serve out wide, forehand approach shot cross court. It's 30 all. And that's a shot that Svitolina hits quite frequently, is when she's pushed back on the forehand. She still manages to hit it hard. She pulls back on that forehand and is still able to rotate fully, and she hits a lot of winners actually while falling back, or pulling back rather. Just a ball striking masterclass tonight from both players. Return a rip from Iga. It's an inside in winner. Deuce. And a forehand error from Svitolina. Add out. How does anyone on WTA compare with Prime Serena? It's tough to say. It's the same with like the big three versus Sinner and Alcaraz. It's like almost unfair to them, you know. It's like hard to say, but I regard Serena as the greatest of all time. Best serve of all time, ground strokes incredible, athleticism off the charts. Wow, what a forehand from Svitolina right there. It's a forehand masterclass tonight from Svitolina. Down the line, rip from outside the singles line from Svitolina. It's a clean winner. Oh, man. Add in. Yeah, I didn't expect this either. I did not expect this. I thought it was going to be a straight set match for Swiatek, but the way Svitolina was able to raise her level is incredible. Just a relentless power and just completely ripping the ball and not missing, which is incredibly tough when you're playing Iga, because I don't think Iga's level dropped off that much. I did think it dropped a little bit. Like I said, in that 4-love game in the first set, when she dropped serve, she dropped serve again at 5-2, serving for the set. Yeah. No, did she? No, she dropped serve at 5-1. Yeah, I think. Right. So anyway, yeah, maybe a little bit of a drop. And then maybe she took something off her shots, Iga then, which is, you know, the smart thing to do. which I think gave the opportunity for Svitolina to just start ripping everything. It's crazy. Important game here for Iga. That's a good point. Svitolina destroyed Alexandrova in the second set the same way. It was 6-0. She lost the first set 6-3 and won the second set 6-0. She's about to do the same thing here against a very good Iga Swiatek. Law 15. It's continuing with some relentless aggression. Can Svitolina win US Open? Why not? Why couldn't she? I think she could. Nice serve there from Iga, 15-30. Crazy forehand there from Svitolina on the full sprint, hits the ball like hard and deep, lands about this much inside the baseline, and here it is, 2 set points, 15-40. Insane turnaround. $30-40. There she is. There's Lucy. Hi, Lucy. Two set points saved by Iga. Deuce. I think Djokovic's match against Tirante will be tough. I mean, is that true? He plays Draper second round? Menchik third round? I mean, fourth round, that would be? That would be absolutely brutal. Yeah, I think that actually the first match is tough against Tirante. And he lost to Draper at Indian Wells, and maybe one of the best matches so far this year. You got big serve and rips the forehand inside in. Saves set point, back to deuce. Of course, Draper, you know, it's not, he's coming back from injury. It's going to be tough. I think Djokovic still makes it through that, if you want my honest opinion, yeah. Even Menchik. Zverev probably going to be tough in the semis if it happens, but I think no, Djokovic makes it through that. It'll be tough, but a very important game from Iga right here to hold, so she can serve first in the third set if Svitolina ends up holding at 5-1. And Shelton up 6-2, 4-1. There's a hold from Iga, 5-1. Do you consider Sabalenka favorite for the Open? Sure, she's one of the favorites, absolutely. She, just like Rybakina, can turn it on. She's the defending champion. She can turn it on and do well there and potentially win the whole thing. So you don't want to underestimate Sabalenka. Double fault from Svitolina, love 15. What if Iga levels this game? Like, what if she gets this game? Well, she will put more pressure on Svitolina. Players have come back from 5-love down. They have. Ooh. It's a nice shot from Svitolina there. Very solid. Gets a weaker ball from Swiatek and starts pounding. One forehand inside in. The next one comes even shorter. Inside out winner. It's too good. 15-all. It's a big wide serve and a forehand cross-court winner from Svitolina. 30-15. You know, speaking of Sabalenka, she might lose #1 ranking though. She might lose that. And there's a set for Svitolina. We're going 3. Guys, hang tight, okay? We'll be right back for the third set, okay? Hang tight. Just saw Shelton hit the back fence. He ran down a lob. And he hurt him. I don't think he hurt himself, but he scraped himself there. He's getting a medical timeout now. He's up 6-2, 4-1 on TN. What a turnaround this has been for Ben Shelton too this tournament. Incredibly impressive. You don't consider Sabalenka a favorite? She beats herself more than her opponents beat her. Look, she certainly is far from her best, but just like Iga, just like Rybakina, they can turn it on. They're not going to forever stay in a slump, and after all, Sabalenka is still ranked #1 in the world. And speaking of which, let's take a look at the rankings real quick. Let's see what's cooking over here in the rankings. And I think there's an interesting scenario here between Rybakina and Sabalenka. That's exactly what you're supposed to be doing. If your opponent is like taking forever and left the court, Svitolina right now is going through like these little interval sprints and just doing footwork drills, just keeping herself warm, very active. It's exactly what you're supposed to do, not sit there on the bench and do nothing. You gotta move around. All right, let's take a look here at the live rankings. So, okay. $8,600 for Sabalenka right now and 8,000 for Rybakina. She's still far away. No, it's gonna stay. How many points if you win? Maybe, I don't think, if she takes the title, maybe. If she takes the title, maybe, but I'm talking about Rybakina. And there's quite a big gap between Pegula and Rybakina, so those two are at the top with a comfortable advantage, but Sabalenka has a lot of points to defend at the US Open, so 2,000 points there is. That is. Hi Nick, do you think a 4.5 player can return a WTA second serve? Yeah, they can return it, but I've done a lot of videos on that. I got a whole series of videos. Emma Burgess on my channel, she played against a lot of 4-0, 4-5 players, even 5-0s. You can check those videos out. Third set, Iga serving first. And a forehand cross-court winner from Svitolina. Law 15. I don't use natural gut, no. I play with Kirschbaum Orange. It's a polyester string. Not a big fan of gut. Doesn't give me the same type of control. And to be honest, not the same type of power. Because I like responsive poly strings. $15.30 here. Important point for Iga. He got down low 30 in this game. Such a deep return from Svitolina. Iga playing heavy again. Down the line backhand winner. And it's 30 all. I play with Kirschbaum Orange. What do I think of the Battle of the Sexes? I did a video on it. Didn't think that one was good. But I think there's a different way to do those. It can be super interesting if, like, Sabalenka plays a former great champion, one that's retired. Like, not even Andy Roddick, like, I don't know, Stefan Edberg or something. Incredible forehand swing volley from Iga, just a beautiful point there. Under a lot of pressure, 30-40. She saves break point, 40 all. So, like, someone that has a good chance of beating Sabalenka, because if she plays, it's just no chance, it's no point to the match. It's boring, because we already know the outcome prior to the match. So if you make it interesting, where it's like you don't know whether, you know, a former great champion could beat her, that'd be a great battle of the sexes, yeah. And Iga overhits her forehand. It's add out. Yeah, McEnroe might be too old, but certainly would be an interesting match. I would watch that. Yeah, I don't think she can beat Tommy Haas. I'm sorry. I don't think she can beat... Tommy Haas is like a year younger than me. He's like 47. I don't think so. Like against somebody that's in his mid-50s. Like a former champion in his mid-50s. That would be a good battle of the sexes. But certainly like a Haas match would be good too. And a nice down the line backhand from Iga. Saves another break point. Yeah, Jim Courier would be great. That would be great. Agassi, of course. But I don't know if Agassi can play anymore. Doesn't he have back problems? Come on, Pete Sampras against anyone. Would be crazy. And Svitolina misses a forehand wide. Add in, if Iga can make it out of this game, that'd be huge. Huge. Yeah, I think Edberg would be fun. Because Edberg is still fit. He still plays a lot. Like, obviously, someone like Becker, he can't play anymore. That wouldn't be fun to watch. He can't play at all. And McEnroe might be a little bit too old. So, yeah, Edberg is like perfect. And I think that'd be a tight match, potentially. And what a hold from Iga there. Beautiful serve down the tee. Forces the return error from Svitolina. 1-love. 2 break points saved. Crucial. Because like the momentum shifted from the first set to the second set, and now it's about shifting it back her way. High random tennis scale. Good to see you in here. Anna, what's TTV? What does that stand for? What is that? Yeah, Carlos Moya would be fantastic. You know, I saw a recent match between Ferrer and Moya, and those guys are playing insane. Sabalenka would have 0 chance. Those guys were playing well. I think this was from like last year or something. I don't know if it was an exhibition, what it was, but those guys were playing well. Nice volley there from Iga off a beautiful cross-court backhand approach shot. 15-all. And that's a great pass there from Svitolina. They're playing at a very, very high level. That was like kind of like a court level view camera. And they're ripping the ball. Very high level of tennis. (40-15). Nice backhand return from Iga inside in. That return has been working well. 40-30. Shelton Tien. 6-2, 5-2 Shelton. Svitolina is ripping that ball so hard. And a nice hold there, 1-all. What a battle. Oh, man. Nice combination of shots there from Iga. Big serve, inside out forehand. 15-love. So in a perfect world, we had Iga playing incredible tennis in the first set. Svitolina playing incredible tennis in the second set. And now in the third, they're both going to play incredible tennis. And it's going to be an epic third set. In a perfect world. Don, I don't know. I think I'm leaning a little bit towards Iga, but it can go both ways. I'm leaning slightly towards Iga. Let me put it in. Okay, most people think Svitolina will win. Oh my God. And 30-15. Iga sprays the forehand wide. It's 30-all. There's a big point right here. I feel like Svitolina will try to blast her forehand here. It's a dangerous situation for Iga right here. 30-all, 1-all. She's got to get a first serve in. Second serve. The body serve from Iga. Wow. Svitolina gets jammed on the return, misses it wide. 40-30. Have you done a tennis bag necessities video yet? Yeah, I did a tennis bag check, like, I think it was probably like 2019 probably. 2019 I did one. A long time ago. Oh no. Iga had the volley there. The approach shot wasn't placed well from Iga. You got a half-court ball. And on that backhand volley, she just dropped that racket down like this too quickly. The ball wasn't high enough for the type of swing path, and she dumps it into the net. 40-all. Another huge point right here. Shelton serving at 6-2, 5-3 for the match. It's 15-all. There it is, the same volley again. She got a chance to hit that same volley again. Can you believe it? And this time she hits it perfect. That's what I recommend on a high backhand volley like that. Just angle the strings off and slice that thing. That's beautiful right there. Better control too. She did go down a little bit, just like she did last time, but more controlled. And she added a lot of safety on that volley with that slice. You got over, hits her forehand, it's deuce. Anna says still feels like tentative, scared on the forehand. You're talking about Carlos. It's so hard to say off those practice clips. I've seen them too. I've also seen him rip in those. There's one particular one where he's ripping the forehand. And there are a couple of other ones where it's hitting it kind of just warming up, not really using his body that much. Beautiful backhand drop volley from Iga. Add in. Hard to say regarding Alcaraz. It's hard to say. It's all speculation. We don't know. We just have to wait and see. Absolute battle here. What a rally. And Swiatek missed that thing. Open court forehand there. She missed it. And Shelton comes through Tien. So it's going to be a Nakashima-Shelton final. That'll be fun. Big serve from Iga there. Add in. There's a hold from Iga. Incredibly important. And it's similar to the first hold that she had at the start of the set. Iga hanging in here. He's fighting hard, playing some clutch tennis because Svitolina is on fire. That's what it will take. It will take a lot of controlled tennis, great footwork, great defense, to be able to beat this level of Svitolina. You guys stay tuned, I'll be right back, okay? Oh my God. Literally. 30-15. For you guys tuning in, and if you don't happen to be watching this match, Swiatek played incredible in the first set, went up 4-love. Some of the best tennis that I've seen in a very long time from Iga. And then, you know, Svitolina really started to get her teeth into this match, and she made the first set a lot tighter. Iga won at 6-3. Nice backhand from Iga there. Did she make that? Yes, she did. From 30-love to 30-all on the Svitolina serve. Then in the second set, I got to tell you, that was some of the most insane tennis that I've ever seen from Svitolina. Just completely blasting the ball and not missing anything. I don't think Iga, other than maybe like hitting just maybe a tad slower, tad shorter, but still like maybe that was due to Svitolina because she just was ripping like crazy and not missing. And the third set, so far, I don't know, maybe Svitolina not quite hitting as aggressive as she was in the second, but it's literally just hard to say. I think she's playing a little bit more rally balls. And Iga not quite at that level that she was able to play at early in the first, but certainly she's playing better here than in the second set. She's fighting hard. She's not allowing Svitolina to get away with this match, and she's like hanging in there and getting some clutch points in those first two service games that she could have lost, both of them. So she lost a crucial point there at 30-all, Iga. Super there. That's hilarious. Brian Shelton against Sabalenka. You are funny. That's funny. Don't think, well, I don't think Brian Shelton will beat her. Would be surface dependent, let's put it that way. Because Brian looks like he's in great shape. That's a beautiful hold there from Svitolina. Some exceptional hitting. It's 2-all. But yeah, I was about to say that, Dave. Brian is pretty fit, and it's pretty surface dependent. You know, I've watched a match of Brian Shelton against Agassi, I think. It was the U.S. Open. I watched it recently. It's definitely old school technique. It's not the modern technique on his shots. And he came to the net a lot, so if they played on an indoor court maybe, or on grass, I think maybe it'd be different. But if they so I could get into baseline rallies, she's gonna have a huge advantage. A very deep return from Svitolina. Iga misses the forehand. I see Michael Chang is a different story. That's a different level to Brian Shelton. And also, I think Chang is younger than Shelton. I'm talking about the dad, Brian. But see, like the conversations that we're having, like that's the real battle of the sexes. Not like a stupid curios, like it's so obvious that this is going to be a win for Kyrgios. It's too good. That's a nice point there from Iga. Svitolina overhits the forehand. It's I know there was some handicaps and stuff, and only one serve, but still, it's not interesting. $15-all. It's a big body serve from Iga. Down the line forehand. Moonball from Svitolina goes in. And Iga clips the top of the net with a forehand. The ball goes wide. And Iga in trouble here. 15-30. Iga misses her backhand wide. That backhand was going in a lot in this match, but not now. I agree, Dave. Body language started becoming negative in the second set, continuing into the third. Especially like the helpless kind, like, you know, like looking to the box and not knowing what's going on, or just, yeah, the body language not great from Iga right now. That's a strong point right there. True. I've seen the same thing from Svitolina. It's heated, you know, it's a heated match. I get it. Wow. 2 forehand down the line winners for Iga. Saves both breakpoints. Huge return from Svitolina. Net out. Another cat emergency at the lead, but I had the match in my ears. And on breakpoint, I heard what is that, jazda? I don't speak Polish, but I think that's the word. And from breakpoint down to add in from Iga, this is clutch right here. This game is crucial. Did I say it right, Anna? Jazda. And Svitolina just returning incredibly well. Incredibly well. It puts so much pressure on Iga right off the bat. And then starts blasting, starts dominating. Oh, thank you. It means let's go. That makes sense. 40, 2-hour mark. We're about to hit the 2-hour mark here. And just great hitting from Svitolina, and Iga overhits her forehand. She wasn't making those forehand mistakes in the first set. The easiest forehand of the rally. Well, maybe not. No, it wasn't. My bad. That backhand was much deeper than I thought it was. It was more of a defensive forehand. Svitolina was able to put pressure on her, push her back a little bit. And here's breakpoint chance number 4 for Svitolina. You got abandons her toss. Coco and Rybakina will end up playing until 1 a.m., yeah. Or later. Brutal, but the rain delay messed them up. This match was supposed to start at 7. And a backhand clips the top of the tape for Iga. And there's the break for Svitolina. Can you believe this? This is going to be if Svitolina ends up beating Iga, it's going to be the 3rd time this year where Iga was finding some of her best tennis of the year. And she hit that roadblock, the Svitolina roadblock. Indian Wells, Rome, and now potentially here in Toronto as well. And it's not that Iga's playing a poor match, not at all. Yes, her level did drop off a little bit from the first set, but it was Svitolina's doing. She just stepped up her game big time. There's no unforced errors, or I'm not saying no, but like very few unforced errors from Svitolina, and just she's putting a lot of pressure on Iga. Exactly what Iga was doing to her in the beginning of that first set. Did you see Svitolina did that jumping thing, lifting her left leg? Yes, of course. You see that from Sinner, you see that from Medvedev, you see that from Djokovic. When the ball gets a little bit higher, they lean into it a little bit. And that, I think, was a return of serve. And generally, Iga has more height than other players, so you'll see those shots more, those leaning in type shots more. How would Coco manage this situation in comparison to Iga? Well, you know, speaking of Coco, she actually played Svitolina after Iga played her in Rome in the final, and that was a really good match too. That was an interesting match. Coco played really well, and then her serve collapsed at the very end of that first set. And if I remember correctly, Coco won the second set in a tie-break. And then Svitolina just stepped up her game big time and won the third set, very clutch. And they played another match in Dubai. That was a crazy one too, where Coco won like a 15-13 second set tiebreak, and Svitolina won that one as well. So yes, I don't think it would necessarily be any different against Coco. Here, Svitolina is playing well. This is, even though Svitolina was 3 in the world in like 2018 or something like that, or 19, she won Rome back-to-back. She even won this tournament in 17, I think. I feel like she's playing better now than she did back then. I really think so. I feel like even though she's only ranked 10, I've seen some of the best tennis from her that I've ever seen. Just so aggressive. I think switching to this racket makes a lot of sense. I think this is a racket that's very good for WTA players. That's not necessarily a diadem, but that mold, that Babolat mold. And Iga, love 40. 3 breakpoint chances, a wild forehand error from Svitolina. Was there a Croatian player you looked up to growing up? Okay, I'll get into that after this game. Would be crucial for Iga if she can break back, but there's another forehand winner inside out from Svitolina. 15-40. I mean, player I looked up to, look, I grew up in Germany, so I was a huge Agassi fan, so probably Agassi, but as far as Croatia, no, it's funny. My favorite player back then, overhead winner from Iga, and she breaks back to 15. 3-all. Fantastic return game from Iga. Very good mentally. Kept her composure here. Because that was a tough game to lose, that last one. You know, she fought so hard in that service game, lost it anyway. And yeah, just impressive. Very impressive return game. But also a little bit of help from Svitolina, especially that love 30 forehand that she missed. But what I was going to tell you guys, when I grew up in Croatia, well, you know, Croatia became a country in 1991, right? So before that was Yugoslavia. And my favorite player back then actually was Slobodan Živojinovic. You guys probably don't know who that is, but he was the best player in Yugoslavia prior to Goran. He made the semifinals, Australian Open semifinals of Wimbledon. He had a humongous serve. And Živojinovic was my favorite player. In fact, my dad took me to the Davis Cup one year in Prague. It was like 1993 or 1992. I think, yeah, something like that. And on the team was it was Yugoslavia still. So no, so it must have been earlier than that. It was definitely Yugoslavia because Živojinovic played singles and Ivanišević, so it must have been like, I don't know, it must have been like 89 or something like that. And it was Davis Cup in Prague. And on the Czechoslovakia, it was back then called Czechoslovakia, it wasn't Czech Republic. On their team was Milan Schreiber, who was like 2 meters and 3. He was like the tall guy of that era. And it was Karel Novacek and Petr Korda, Sebastian Korda's dad. And I remember Yugoslavia won. Živojinovic lost, I think. And Ivanišević won both of his matches. He beat Korda and Novacek. But yeah, I was a Živojinovic fan back then. And he's Serbian. So just so you know, he's from Belgrade. 15-30. Svitolina. Again, applying pressure to Swiatek, but overhits a return, 30-all. How big is this point right here? Either game point or break point. Yeah, I fixed it. All I had to do is close down the program and reopen it, and it was okay. The French flag I'm talking about. A half-court forehand from Iga. She's missed a couple of those. And an overhead winner. She kind of was open on that overhead. Didn't hit that well, actually. That could have turned into a mistake there. But she makes it anyway, and it's 40-30. And backhand went in from Svitolina. That's crazy. Down the line, forehand winner from Iga, and she holds 4-3. What a turnaround here from Iga. Down a break, and now up 4-3. Yeah, that one backhand from Svitolina in that rally was so good. It was like cross-court, a very sharp trajectory, and Iga is so quick. She plays such good defense. You know, like I said, first set, all Iga. Second set, all Svitolina. And third set, both of them. Both of them fighting hard, playing well. It's an absolute battle. Do you remember Carl Kuchera? Of course. Of course I remember him. He had that match against Agassi at the US Open where Agassi was complaining about his ball tosses that he was catching. You remember that? He was a great player. What a battle this is, huh? Let's see what we got here. 2 hours and 12 minutes. Seems longer, actually, than that, right? Yeah, look, Diadem makes good rackets. They make one racket that's called Nova. That one's very similar to the Pure Drive, to this one. Very similar, but it doesn't play the same, though. You can go on my Finding a New Tennis Racket series, and I tested the Nova, Diadem Nova, all 4 versions of it. They make a longer version, and then they have the Axis, which is like the Arrow. And I tested the 98 and the 100 too. So that's maybe the worst forehand I've seen from Svitolina this match. She overran that and misses it way wide. But do I recommend that for aggressive baseliners? You have to test. It's hard to make racket recommendations. They also make a control racket Diadem as well. I forget what that one's called, but you just got to test. The one thing about Diadem that's great is that if here's love 30 for Iga. Svitolina misses a backhand into the net. Iga just sliding back there. She's moving so quick back there. She's so fast from one corner to the other. It's crazy. So with Diadem, the good thing is that if you want to try the Axis, and there's a backhand going long from Svitolina, love 40. Her game falling apart in this game. 3 unforced errors. The Diadem Axis still has the old Babolat mold because Babolat got rid of that classic mold that they had, and they have a new frame design around the throat on the 2026 model. So if you like the old Babolat mold, you can get an Axis and it's cheaper. And you can even get like a 15% off discount. Although my code doesn't work, so never mind. You can't. Double fault from Svitolina. And her game completely collapsed in this 4-3 game. Completely collapsed. Started with that forehand that she overran, missed it way wide. Then a backhand into the net, backhand long, and double fault. Basically, he just handed the break to Iga. Just handed it to her. Iga serving for the match. I think the first point is the most crucial one here. Getting that first point is huge. And Iga gets it. Svitolina misses another backhand long. This time more of a defensive backhand. I wouldn't categorize this as an unforced error. That's 15-love. And a monster forehand from Svitolina. Inside out. She hits a lot of those for winners. In the second set and the beginning of the third set. But this time, he goes out. Not by much. 5 consecutive errors from Svitolina. It's 30-love. 6 consecutive errors. Sorry. Include that double fault too. 6 consecutive errors. 5 of them unforced. You got hitting heavy again. That forehand's clicking again. That one reminded me of the forehand she was hitting in the first set. Higher, deeper, faster. And she draws the error from Svitolina. 40-love. 3 match points. 7th consecutive point for Iga. Second serve. And a double fault for Iga. Yikes. Iga and Rybakina would be a great final. That certainly would be a very interesting match. Iga against Coco would be interesting too. But it's not over yet. 40-15. What an angle there from Svitolina, and Iga is there. Iga is there. Hits that ball from over here. Is that even on camera? No, we can't go that far. Look, I can't even show you how far off the court she was. That's how far off the court she was. And she still hits that forehand down the line. Gets the error from Svitolina, wins the third set 6-3. Bit of a collapse here from Svitolina. But Iga also tightened up her game. And it's so surprising because, you know, that game that she lost at 2-all, that service game, that was a brutal one to lose. And then to break right back, that's huge. But I will tell you, though, that what happened after that game for Svitolina reminded me a little bit when she lost to Yala in Berlin. You know, she's just, it was hitting hard, but missing a lot. You know, so it's so hard to say that's wrong because the way she played in that second set, because that's how she got into this position to be in a tight third set and be up a break, was by hitting the ball very hard and making shots, but then all of a sudden that stopped working. So tough for Svitolina, but all the credit goes to Iga. This is an incredibly important victory. And I thought we were going to get the third circumstance where Iga loses to Svitolina after having played well, but not here. She gets the victory. She's in a big final. I remember somebody said that she has not made a final in a long time here. Yeah, she probably hasn't made a final since Seoul. That's the last tournament she won in 25. She won Wimbledon, Cincinnati, and Seoul. So this is humongous for Iga, humongous. And there was a comment that I wanted to respond to. It was funny. Hold on, let me try to find it. Where is it? There's a funny comment. I can't see it now. I don't know where it is. Hold on. I can't find it now. Maybe it's deleted. It was funny though. Oh, here it is. I found it. Iga snapped back into the on position at 2-3. It's like, it's funny you say that because the way you spelled on. For you guys that don't know, she wears on gear, on shoes, and on clothes. Anyways, guys, I'm gonna hop out of here real quick and get ready for the next match. We got a doubleheader tonight. So, will you guys follow me over for the other one? Coco Gauff against Elena Rybakina. That one's going to be up very soon. And I'll see you guys over there, okay? You take care. If you don't make it over there, thank you for watching this match with me. And I'll see you guys in the next one, okay? You take it easy.